Where are you? Nope, 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 nope. Nope, definitely not. Where are you? Oh, nope, not that one. Where are you? Where have you gone? Oh yeah, there you are.
So, what do we have in store for us today for our Kamishibai story? Let's open the magical Kamishibai stage and see what we have. That definitely is. And it's called A Story in Every Box. Let's meet our character for our story. You may have met him before. His name's Lenard. Lenard the Line. But this is Lenard as a little line. When he was young. Lenard was a pretty happy little line, and Lenard's favorite thing in life was to go visit his grandpa line and his granny line. He loved to go visit them. That was his most favorite thing in the world to go do. And so on this day, Lenard did one of his other most favorite things is he drove his linesicle to go to Granny and Grandpa Line's house. And Lenard rode as fast as he could to get to Granny and Grandpa Line's house. Often barking lions would chase Lenard, but he was fast on his linesicle. So Lenard drove this wonderful day on his linesicle to see Granny and Grandpa Line. And when he arrived, his most favorite thing was to spend time with Grandpa Line, watching his funny old story box. Lenard loved watching the old story box of Grandpa Line. No one else had an old story box like that. And Grandpa Line used to spend all kinds of time tuning it in. Okay, Lenard, tune that thing in. Just wait a sec, Lenard, we'll get that tuned in. Grandpa Line would fiddle with the knobs and try and get some kind of a picture out. Lenard would laugh and Grandpa, this day Grandpa Line really got upset. But eventually it worked. And the image started to come into view. And it was Grandpa Line's favorite program, What's My Line? Lenard and Grandpa Line sat back and watched What's My Line? It was fabulous. Lenard was having such a marvelous time. But then something started to happen. The image started to break up and started to go away. Lenard was scared. Grandpa Line goes, oh, this story box, adjust it, hit it on the side. But then all of a sudden, something happened. It was a big pop and a hiss and boom! The story box blew a tube. Lenard was stunned. Grandpa Line and Lenard went over and looked at the story box. It was dead. The story box was no more. Lenard thought, this is a disaster. What are we going to do now? Sit and talk with each other? What a mess. Grandpa Line was story box. But soon Granny Line came to the rescue. She came in, she saw what had happened. She says, Lenard dear, come over here. I want to show you something. I want to show you the Line family album. It's time you heard about your lineage. She said, come over here, Lenard. Lenard said, oh, Granny Line, this will be so boring. I don't want to look at some old silly picture album with you. She says, well, no, Lenard, it's time you learned about the lines. She says, sit down. You might find it's actually kind of fun. And she started to tell him stories. Granny Line was a good storyteller. She turned the pages and she pointed at the images, and Lenard started to get excited. This was fun. And then she told him all about Uncle Linus. Man, he was a real character. Lenard started to really get into it. He said, Granny Line, this is fun. She says, yes, Lenard, it is. And he said, Granny Line, how do you do it? She said, well, Lenard, let me tell you a secret. Each of these pictures is like a box. And your job as a storyteller is to open that box and reach in and pull the story out. The box is as big as you want it to be, Lenard, or as small as you want it to be. And she went on telling wonderful stories on each picture. She unpacked the story out of each one. Lenard thought, wow, these pictures are just as exciting as Grandpa Line's old story box. There's a story inside them just like there was his old story box. And then Granny Line did something amazing. She said, Lenard, why don't you make your own pictures? And so Leonard immediately started making his own pictures. Of course, he made pictures of Granny and Grandpa Line in his linesicle and Uncle Linus. He even made pictures of the barking lions that chased him on his bike. But then Leonard did something amazing. Granny Line said, well, tell me a story, Leonard. And he started to tell stories about his pictures. It was so much fun, and he realized there was a story in every box. Leonard had a marvelous afternoon that he would never forget. And then he realized, my pictures are just like Grandpa Line's storybox. There's a soundtrack, there's noise, there's this song, like the barking lions that would chase me on my linesicle. There was animation, just like me riding on my linesicle. I could do that with the stories. And of course, there was the pictures that I drew. And with that, Leonard had the most wonderful day ever. And that, folks, is the end of the line. And